All of you keep heading. Potential energy. So before going to start the potential energy, so let us see that now. So we all people knows we're all familiar with a spring first. So basically, if you have taken a spring, it is a helical structure where small rings are attached to the a long like a cylindrical structure. So that is what we used to call it as a spring. So let us see now. If we wind the spring, like basically you might be all notice the toy car. How many of you know the toy car or toy? It is like if you give the key, like you can see that car, like if you give the key and if you release it, automatically it will start moving forward and it will stop. Am I right, everybody? Toy car moving with the keys. Do you remember? All of you? I think might be childhood, you might be play with that. Am I right, guys? No?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I will show you. So a toy with the keys, we can see that key, a toy key, you can notice it. So if you give the key, even the product, it is, what is it actually? From childhood, you might be all played with that. I don't know. So exactly how many of you, but there is a toys. We can see that if you rotate it and if you release it, then they will go forward and they'll stop. Do you remember everyone? All of you? Yes? Please on. So then what will happen here? In these cases, so if you all notice it, inside there will be a spring actually. If you take a toy cars or a toys, so inside there will be a spring. So if you keep on rotating with the toy, you all can notice the toy car also. So what will happen? The spring will start winding. So like this toy cars, you can notice toy car key. Like this is the key we can basically use to rotate it. You might be experience it now. Do you all able to remember childhood? So what will happen when I keep on rotating this, inside the spring will be there. So basically the spring is present in a normally. Suppose imagine this is the shape of the spring. So if I keep on rotating means pressurizing, I am pressurizing and another surface is attached to the hard surface. So if I keep on rotating, the spring will be compressed. It will be compressed so that automatically the energy will be stored inside because of the compression, the force, whatever you are applying. So what will happen? The spring will wind. That is what, if you wind the spring of a toy car tightly, then the spring will just getting into the coil. Just if you put it into the surface, what will happen? The toy car will start moving forward. So why means this compressed spring, if you see, it will try to come back to its original state, understanding, or original shape, and moves the vehicle of the toy car in a forward direction. That is what the action will be in this direction means, then automatically the reaction, the pushing force will happen so that the toy will move forward. Do you understand? So as soon as the spring will come back to the original shape or size, then automatically the toy car will stop. Have you all experienced it, everybody? So it's a real life example I'm asking. Yes or no, everyone? So I don't know what is the exact name. Mari, can you tell me what is the name of it? Toy cars? Okay. So I want.
don't.
Yes. Key toys, we'll see that. Key toys for babies actually. But this is what is not actually. If you give rotation, it will be good actually.
Sir, moving toy cars
Yes. Moving toy cars.
with keys.
Yeah. Then this will come like this, man. That's the reason. Okay, we'll see that. Images will see. Yeah, you might be noticed this is also another type of thing. You can see here, like this black color one will be there. If you try to drag it, the thread will come back. This is another kind of thing also. So here what will happen? Inside there will be a spring. If you try to pull it back, this one, and if you release it, have you noticed that the thread will start moving inside so that the car will also move forward. So as soon as this black one will come back, And if it will reaches to this surface, again the car will stop. Have you checked it, everybody? Have you verified? At least this kind of type? Yes. So here also what is happening? Before, as I said, compression. Now here what will happen, when you try to drag it back direction, the spring will undergoes elongation. The spring will start stretching back. So now also the shape of the spring is changes. So now what will happen? If I release this thread after bringing to the certain distance, the spring will back to its original shape. So it will start moving to its original shape. So by that time, it will exert, that releases the energy. So makes that energy to push the car forward. So both the cases same. If I'm stretching the car backward direction, that is what the spring. Or if I'm compressing the spring and I'm releasing, so both the moving toy will make it. Moving toy with the key. So I want to make it, yeah. Like this toys and all, you might be experience it. So there is exactly toys actually. Even my home, it is there. Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
That's
Have you seen everyone? So I want to see this video is available. What is this one? Wind up toys. Yeah, I'll show you. You all can see that. See, what is it? Why I am taking this much time? Because you are not supposed to forget it. That's the reason I'm saying. Okay, so we'll see this one. It will go with, this is also toy car only. You can see rotation. So I'll play the video. So we'll make it. Video is there. Okay. Now, you see here, it is not moving. It is hitting the drum. How it is hitting the drum? Anybody can tell me? When I give the key here, what will happen? The spring undergoes compression. So it will possess the energy. What is energy? It's some energy it will possess. So if I stop giving the key, rotating the key, the spring will try to come back to its original position. So by the time, whatever the energy you filled, whatever the work done by you to compress the spring, that is the energy it will be stored in it. So as it is coming back to its original position, so it will start releasing that energy. That energy only makes to hit this drum. So that is how you can notice it. So that, yes, if it will come back to its original position, then what will happen? No energy will possess. So after that, is it possible to hit this drum? After that, is it possible to hit this drum? No.
No.
Am I right or wrong? That is what you can see that. As soon as energy over, automatically it will stop. Have you seen? Wait. Have you seen here? The spring is rotating. Side you see, key is rotating or not? Have you checked it, everybody? Yes or no? Side you all notice that. Key is rotating or not? All of you.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yes.
So while I'm giving the key, I'm rotating in a clockwise direction. So I'm rotating. I'm just applying the force so that I'm doing some work done to compress the spring so that it is storing the energy inside it. Now, if I release the key is rotating anti-clockwise. So that means that the spring is trying to come back to its original position so that energy will release in the form of, understand, the energy will release. So that energy only makes to move the hands of this toy so that the toy is hitting this drum. So like this, you can notice the moving toy cars. Yes. So there is many things are there. The dragging also the same thing. So wind toys, you all can see it actually it is.
I don't know where you've been sold, but I'd be insane not to play my role. Yeah, I know I can break.
All of you observe
Here's
it.
a wind-up toy which is very helpful because it sweeps the crumbs off your table. So let's get the cat going, shall we?
See that. Now what he is trying to do? He is trying to compress the spring. Am I right, everybody?
Yes,
All
sir.
catching? So what is happening? He is trying to do some work. He is trying to do some work to compress the spring. That work done, what he is actually changing, by doing the work, what he is changing, anybody can tell? By doing the
Changing it.
work, he is trying to change something. What is that exactly? Anybody?
The spring.
Shape. The shape and size of the spring. That is what he is doing.
And the position to come to its
Yes.
original.
To compression or expansion. So whatever you have taken. So compressed spring or the stretched spring, both by changing the shape, whatever the work done by you to change the shape of the spring, which is equals to the energy possessed by the spring, that is the energy which we used to call it as potential energy. But here, the potential energy possessed by a body due to the change in shape and size, that is why that energy call it as a elastic potential energy. Do you all understand, everybody? Observe that.
What a useful little creature. And this little beauty, when you wound up with Bambi, does a lovely action. Flops down and then gets up again, just about. And then
I hope you all understand, everybody. Clear? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
So that is what. So now, from this concept, I want to say a stretched and compressed spring. So both will possess the energy, a stretched spring and as well as a compressed spring. If you take it, so both will possess the energy. So what is that energy we used to call it as? Everybody? Yes, please.
Potential.
Potential energy. So now you can see this is the normal spring. So by stretching, it is possessing potential energy. By compression also, it is possessing what energy? Everybody? It is possessing the potential energy. So that is what exactly I want to say you. So remember, by changing the shape of the object, if you have been taken here, so static means normal spring. This is a structure we used to call it as a helical coil structure, helical structure. So you can take helical rings. So now, if it is compressed means, all of you observe, the force is applied towards to the spring. So it is posting a potential energy. So as soon as if I release my hands, so what will happen? The spring will bounce away and it will try to come back to its original shape. Am I right, everyone? So by that time, the energy possessed by it is actually potential energy. When it is compressed, the shape is changing. So it is possessing potential energy. Then same way, if I stretched means applied force is like this, applied force is like this. The force is applying opposite direction. Here towards to that. Understanding? So now it is a stretched one. So stretched also, if I release it, then what will happen? It will try to come back to its original position. So in these cases, the stretching or compressing, this is what we used to say compressing, and this is what we used to say stretching. So both stretched or compressed spring possess the energy by virtue of its what, everybody? By
Position.
virtue of change in what?
Change in position, size.
Change in the shape, Mari, not position. Change position different. Change in the shape and size. Adi mattuda you have to remember. Clear? Shape and size. So this compressed spring or stretched spring, they are possessing the energy because of changing the shape and size. That is why this energy, or we can say shape and size, both we can call it as a configuration. So configuration. So this energy, which we used to call it as a elastic potential energy. So please write it, everyone. So the most important one. So 12th class, sorry, 11th class, again you are going to get this one. So by that time, don't believe, you'll be surprising. So volume number 2, chapter 1, mechanical properties of solids. So there will be a big concept about this compression and expansion, stretching. Most important graph, you will get it in the 11th class. Understanding? So the graph will be looks like this. That is what we used to call it as a stress versus strain graph. So it's not required now. Just I'm saying how it will be interconnected. So these concepts are going to utilize there again. Okay. So that's the reason learn everything with the what we can say is future. It will be helpful for us. So that is what is the first thing. So what is the first one? Potential energy. First potential energy we used to call it as a elastic potential energy. Write it.
So what is the definition of potential?
Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm going to say elastic potential energy. Write it. The energy possessed by a body. I hope do you all understand what is elastic potential energy? Everybody? Anybody having doubt? You can ask me. Clear, guys? Alfin? Abirami?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Lingesh?
Yes, sir.
Niroshi?
So the energy possessed by the
Yeah,
body.
right. Possessed by a body. By virtue of its shape, by virtue, virtue, virtue of its shape, by virtue of its shape, by virtue of its shape, is a Prithvi clear? By
Yes, sir.
virtue of its shape, or size, shape or size, shape or size, shape or size, size also we can say configuration, write it. Configuration. Configuration is known as elastic potential energy. So always remember by virtue, Mr. Silas, are you writing? Virtue of its shape or size, which we used to call it as a elastic potential energy. So what are the examples you can take, everybody? Elastic potential energy. Winding the spring, understanding that is what that we can say stretched spring or compressed spring. Both will possess what energy?
So then what is my potential energy, sir?
Listen, wait first. Next, second. Next, right. So if you take second one is actually this is only we can say potential energy, Mari. So simply we can say potential energy or we can say gravitational potential energy. All of you keep a day. So this is only we are going to study in class 9th. Gravitational potential energy or simply you can say it is a potential energy. Okay. So gravitational potential energy. So let us see now what we used to call. So consider there is a building. Suppose imagine you are now a roof of your house. So this is our house. Now you are at the terrace. Now you drop one stone from the terrace. A stone is coming towards to the ground. Stone. So take this stone to the roof of this house, and then you just see that stone is falling towards like fall downwards from the roof. So you see that the falling stone can do some work or not. Yes or no? Will you say that can do some work, everybody? Sir, how you can prove either it has been done work or not? So you try to place something down. So which is like glass material or something you all can know, some pot or something. So definitely as soon as this stone will go and will hit the surface will break or not, everybody? Yes, please. Suppose if I place a glass sheet here, I place a glass sheet. So now you tell me, the stone which is falling from the roof, which will go and will break the glass sheet or not? Will you all agree with me? Yes. So if it is breaking means, definitely it is doing some work. Am I right? Without possessing the energy, without releasing the energy, Without doing the work, is it possible to break the glass sheet? Yes, please. No. Do you all understand what I'm saying? So, a falling stone can break a glass sheet which is placed on the ground under it. Why? Because it will possess the energy. That energy, the energy possessed by a body due to the position. So, for example, same stone, suppose I have a glass sheet. Now, the same stone I dropped from this much height. You can see, maybe small crack will come. The same stone, if I taken from this much height, maybe small piece will break. If I take the same stone from this much height, then you see entire glass will break into piece. Small.
Impact.
Yes. That is what height, the position. That is what we used to call it as a position, by virtue of its position. From what place it is, from what position above from the ground. Suppose there is a glass sheet. I kept the stone above it, just kept above it. Do you think that it is, now stone has been done any work to break the glass?
No, sir.
No. So it is not possible to break the glass. So from the ground, above from the ground, that is what we used to say position, which we used to call it as a gravitational potential energy. Any body, if it is been dropped from the certain height above from the ground, definitely it will possess the energy. That energy, the energy possessed by the position, by virtue of its position, which we used to call it as a gravitational potential energy. I hope you all understand, right? The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its position from the ground is called
The position.
gravitation. Position above from the ground, that is very important. Simply you cannot say position. Do you understand, Mari, what I'm saying? If you are standing on the ground, you are not possessing any energy. That's the reason I'm saying. People will say by position, by virtue of position. Position, not position from whom? From the ground. That is only will possess the potential energy. Are you clear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Gravitational potential energy. Anybody having any doubt, you can ask me. Girls, are you clear?
No doubt, sir.
Yes.
So the moving of stone or the falling of stone can be said as kinetic energy, no, sir?
Yes, it is converting potential energy, converting into kinetic energy.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Then what will be said as potential energy in this case, sir?
In this case, because of position, height above from the ground.
So we cannot say with regarding to its impact on the glass. Sir.
Impact we cannot say. Impact is the result. After the force is exerted, that is the result.
Then in the elastic potential energy also, the compressing is the part called elastic potential
Yes,
energy.
if you release it, it is not call it as a elastic potential energy. By compression time or by expansion time, that is called it as a elastic potential energy. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So now potential energy means common definition. Anything, the energy possessed by the body, write it. The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its position. Nivedana, are you doing? Lingesh, clear? Position or configuration. What do you mean by configuration?
Shape or size.
Shape or size is called potential energy. That's all. Do it fast. I hope you all understand. Anybody having any doubt, you can ask. Are you clear? So what is potential energy means? Potential energy means not only because of position or because of configuration, anything. Whatever the body is posing the energy because of anything, which we used to call it as a potential energy. Clear, everybody? Anybody having any doubt, you can ask. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir. Sir.
Okay. So now, so from this we'll understand types of potential energy is two types. What is that? One is elastic potential energy. Another one is gravitational potential energy. So whatever you are getting due to the position or due to the configuration, so whatever it is, we used to call it as a potential energy only. So remember that. Okay, everybody? All of you? Now, potential energy of a body at some height. So how to calculate it? That is what we are going to derive the formula. So make it everybody. Potential energy, keep heading. Potential energy of a body at some height. Potential energy of a body at some height. Shall we start, everybody? I don't know, Sam. Any information, Sam?
Yes, sir. Today there is no school. Sir.
Oh, you got the information.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. My father said so.
Oh, we don't know really. Okay then.
Okay, sir.
That's fine. Write it, everybody. So potential energy of a body at some height, but now rain stops. Correct, Mari?
Oh, no, sir.
Rain is there is no rain now outside. You see, is it raining?
Drizzling, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then do it. So potential energy of a body at some height. So let me consider there is a mass m who is present above from the ground. Okay. At a height h. At a height h above from the ground. Okay. Now, so energy possessed by a body at some height above from the ground is actually the amount of work done. Is the amount of work done in lifting the body. So please write that. Energy possessed by a body. This is very important. See, everybody can write the formula. But writing, understanding concept is very important. Energy possessed by a body. Possessed by a body at some height. At some height from the ground. From the ground is the amount of work done. Amount of work done in lifting the body in lifting the body from the ground to that height. So now for example I'm saying, so this is, imagine this is the ground. Now I want to lift this, suppose I'm having some X mass. Now I want to lift this body and to keep it 1 meter above from the ground. So I want to shift this body from here to here. So if I want to take it, definitely I need to do some work done. Will you all agree with me, everybody? Yes or no? Yes, please. Yes?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if I want to do some work done, so whatever I want to lift this body from this height to this, from the ground to this 1 meter, definitely I need to do some work done. Then the work done to lift this body from this initial position to the final position, whatever the work done by me, which is equals to m F into S, which is equals to the energy possessed by the body. So what energy it is? Due to the position is changing. So what energy it will be? It will be kinetic energy or potential energy? It is
Potential energy.
potential
energy.
energy. That is what you have to remember. I hope you all clear, everybody? Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So write it. Let a body of mass m, see how to make the proofs is very, very important. How you are deriving is always. That's what we can say. Scientific methodology of learning is very important. Let a body of mass m, so as I told, mass m, be raised to a height. What is the height we have taken? We don't know, some height. What is that height? H from the where, guys? H from the where? From the
From the ground.
The maximum force, right next. The maximum force required to lift the body, required to lift the body is equals to something. Can you tell me what is that? If I want to lift this body, then I want to do some work done, which is equals to how much? Which is equals to something. Anybody, if you guess it, then I will say yes, you are.
Energy.
No. Yes, please.
Is it work done, sir?
No. It is equals to something. That force required to lift this body, the maximum force required to lift the body is equals to something. Yes, Mr. Lingesh?
Wait.
Weight. Who is that? Agalya.
Agalya, sir.
Yes, very good. A body is equals to its weight. Do you understand, Mari, what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Suppose I'm having a weight of 100 newtons. Is it possible to lift the body with the 50 newtons? Is it possible?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, Lakshya. That's what I'm saying. So that is the reason. So the maximum force required to lift the body is equals to the weight. So that's what we all knows that. So force is equals to weight. Weight is equals to, this is not work done. Weight. So weight is equals to, what is that, everybody? Mass into acceleration due to gravity. Is it right, all of you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. So now next, displacement. Displacement is equals to what? H, height. Now, we all people knows work done. Work done, capital W is equals to force into displacement. So force is equals to weight. Force is equals to what? Mg, and displacement is equals to H. So the work done against to gravity, which is equals to formula M into G into H, which is only, we'll say, write the statement. The amount of work done in lifting the body is stored as its potential energy as its potential energy. So that's all. So which is equals to potential energy EP is equals to M into G into H. I hope you all understand, everybody. Clear? Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, do it fast. All of you understand? So meeting is going to end, complete this. Then from here, we are going to start the next one. Next one is a very important concept. So up to here, if you want to complete it, any doubt, you can ask me. We'll proceed further.
So for both kinetic potential energy and gravitational potential